Everybody in this industry wants to know when the freight market is going to turn around, including everyone here at Bobtail. We've gone through the different cycles of the trucking industry, so today I thought we'd practice what we preach and look at some real numbers about where we are in the freight market today. I'm Caroline, your trucking business professor here at the Bobtail Help Desk, and my goal is to help your trucking business thrive. If that sounds good to you, subscribe to the channel. Okay, I'm filming this as of September 27th, 2023, so please keep that in mind. And I'm going to give an update on rates, tender rejections, market capacity, and fuel prices. Now, before we get into national spot rates, keep in mind that we're talking about averages. There is a lot of variability in the market. Some people will be finding lower rates than what I'm quoting here, and some people may be getting much higher rates. We take a look at these numbers not so that you can know what's going to be in your bank account next week, but so that you can have all the information to know where you might have more negotiating power as a carrier. It's still up to you to dig into the details and really nurture those relationships with your customers to get the best rates possible. Okay, according to DAT, September's rates are slightly up from August for dry vans, flatbeds, and reefers. If you remember from our video on trucking industry cycles, this is to be expected. In fact, August to October is supposed to be peak season. But that's not really working out so well in 2023, and you'll see what I mean when we look at rates year over year. According to Coyote Logistics, spot rates are down overall by 18% compared to the same time last year. If you break down last week's rates by region, you'll see that the Midwest had the highest rates for dry vans at $235 per mile, followed by the West Coast at $205. For flatbeds, the Midwest had the highest rates with an average of $268, closely followed by the Southeast at $261. And for reefers, again, the Midwest had the best rates at $292 on average, followed by the West with an average of $254. But remember that rates are only the beginning of the story. They don't tell you what's causing the rates to go up and down, and they certainly don't tell you anything about how much it costs to haul that freight. So let's take a look at tender rejections. Remember that a higher tender rejection rate is better for carriers overall in the market because it means that carriers are rejecting their contracted freight for other opportunities. FreightWave Sonar's outbound tender rejection index bottomed out in May of this year and was trending upwards since mid-July. The difference between last year and this year's rate was closing, but last week there was another dip. So this does not bode well for rates in the near future. Let's also look at market capacity. Remember that when rates are high, trucking companies put more trucks on the road and more people open trucking companies because they're seeing a lot of opportunity. This increases the supply of trucks on the road and drives down rates. Then when rates decrease, trucking companies start going out of business or taking trucks off the road. This decreases supply and should push rates back up. Okay, so where are we at with capacity today? There are still too many trucks out on the road for the number of loads. We are seeing a correction here. More trucking companies are leaving the market than are entering it, more so than in the last 10 years. However, throughout the last half of 2020, all of 2021, and the first half of 2022, there was an enormous increase in the number of trucking authorities being granted by the FMCSA. So a lot of this capacity is still out there. Okay, but let's take a look at an indicator that will tell us how much it's costing carriers to haul this freight. We are talking about fuel prices. Now, we're not nearly where we were this time last year with diesel prices, which is good news. But unfortunately, since July, we've ticked back up to where we were in about January. And things in September for diesel prices aren't looking much better, with the national rate now at $4.56.9 per gallon. So, are things looking up for trucking companies in October? Well, what should be in full swing of peak season right now isn't anywhere near it was last year. And diesel prices need to cool off if any increase in rates is going to mean anything to carriers. However, we can have some hope that the holiday season will provide some relief and that market capacity continues to correct itself. I hope you found this information useful and hopefully not too depressing. If you liked this kind of market update and want to see more of them, leave us a note in the comments. If you're interested in getting more control over your trucking business finances, definitely check out our website at bobtail.com. And don't forget to join our Facebook group, the Bobtail Help Desk, to get your trucking industry questions answered. And I'll see you in the next video.